all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carole Baskin from Big Cat Rescue, and I'm headed up to food prep to get Lisa Spencer-Novak. It's Singing Sunday, but I was told by Deb that a lot of you are really concerned about Beecher, and boy, we've all been concerned about Beecher. For those who don't know, a couple days ago, I guess it was Friday, Thursday he was perfectly fine, and Friday he looked like he felt horrible, and he wouldn't eat, and he didn't poop, and he had vomited grass and areca palms all over the place. So we caught him up. The vet wanted to give him fluids and some Serenia, which we did, but we couldn't get much in the way of fluids into him because he's so squirmy. That's the thing about Savannah cats. They're so big in the back end and so little in the front end that it's really hard to smash them flat in a squeeze cage. So we ended up having to take him to a vet at Ehrlich Animal Hospital. Both of our vets were not able to see him, but hop aboard.
Hello.
We gotta go get your keyboard.
Yep, I'm good. I'm just vocalizing today.
And do you know if Erin's in there?
She was. I think she still is. Either that or she might have popped next door to check on them.
They want a Beecher report, so I was
Yeah.
going to do that real quickly.
Yeah.
So anyway, we went to the vet. They did x-rays. They saw a bunch of something in his colon and gave him lactulose and some more Serenia and more fluids. It's not in here. I'm going to run right next door. I'll be right back. So we had him in the cat hospital overnight, and he hated that. He hates being inside. But we wanted to find out for sure if he pooped, and he did not. So that meant having to squeeze him again today for 200 cc's more fluids, and he did eat a little. So that was nice. So I'm going to turn this around. Hi.
Hi.
Everybody wants a Beecher report.
Oh.
How'd he do on his second meal? I'll come to you.
He's doing really well. He's eaten a little over 7 ounces of food. He's supposed to get 10 a day, but that's all I offered him, so I'm going to come bring him some more. He's had lactulose. He doesn't growl as much when you come in, so he's doing good. He's been up and walking around. He drank some water. He was snuggling on the comfy side. Yeah.
And what are you doing in there
I'm
with Mr. Farty?
I'm feeding him more ground food. He just ate about 5 ounces of ground turkey, and now we're eating ground beef. But he thinks that being in the hospital means pills, so he is being very choosy with his food and trying to chew pills that aren't there. So, we're doing good.
I'm leaving. Yep, I'm leaving.
I just told them you were doing good.
He was doing good with you, not with me. God, I love our people. They're just absolutely amazing. So, you saw it for yourself. Gilligan's doing good. Beecher is doing a little better. And now we will go sing with, oh, sorry, everybody, I gotta latch this. Don't know who she's gonna sing to today.
So how is Beecher?
He's eating.
Yay!
Yes.
Yay! Good news.
Where am I going?
Hello, everybody. We're headed to Frankie Bobcat.
Oh, he was so mad when we
I
caught Beecher.
heard about this.
He was cursing us.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? Mrs. Claus, the bobcat, is one of my operant cats, and she's also a neighbor of Beecher. And I went to do operant with her today, and she was being very atypical. You know, she was in her barrel, and usually when she hears me coming and knows I have a treat, she comes right out. She was having none of it. She sat in the barrel and stared at me. And so
like that cat disappeared next door.
So I put the stick, with the treat like a little closer to her so that she could reach it, and she kind of sniffed at it, and I thought she was going to take it, and she was like, no. I'm like, okay, I'll come back later. So I did get her to work with me a little bit later. She was out of her barrel. And you know what's funny? She always runs straight to her lockout after I give her the first treat. Like anticipates before I say lockout. Not today. So I gave her no lockout. I just gave her treats and walked her along and got one down out of her, and I figured that's a good day. That's all we're getting today.
It was very traumatic for everybody out here.
Absolutely.
He's in the same spot where I left
Oh,
him.
hello, sweet boy. Yay. Hi, sweet boy. I'm coming to do something good for you. Yes, or hopefully you'll think it's good. All right. Hopefully you'll think. And I'm just going to stand away from you a little bit. All right, I'm going to sing this song first, and then I'll give a little more info later. Careful the things you say, children will listen. Careful the things you do, children will see and learn. Children may not obey, but children will listen. Children will look to you for which way to turn, to learn what to be. Careful before you say, listen to me. Children will listen. Careful the wish you make, wishes are children. Careful the path they take, wishes come true. Not free. Careful the spell you cast, not just on children. Sometimes the spell may last past what you can see and turn against you. Careful the tale you tell, that is the spell. Children will listen, guide them and step away. Children will listen, tamper with what is true, and children will turn, if just to be free. Careful before you say, listen to me. Children will listen. Children will listen. Children will listen.
Is that called Into the Woods?
It's from a show called Into the Woods.
So many people were saying, I love Into the Woods.
So that song is Children Will Listen from Into the Woods, and I chose that because education is something that's very near and dear to my heart. And when I started here as a volunteer, I wasn't a keeper, I was a tour guide. And one of my favorite tours to do was the kids tour. I loved having a chance to talk to little ones and educate and answer questions and just feel their curiosity and their eagerness. And I'm also a teacher, and I'm a big believer in children see what you do rather than what you tell them. Like to always model. If you say be kind, then you need to model being kind when you deal with other people around you. So just really love the philosophy of that song. So we have to start them young. You know, they're the ones that tell their parents, take me to the circus, take me to pet the tiger. And if we tell them or teach them, demonstrate to them that that's not a good choice, then that gets passed along and eventually, hopefully, generationally just disappears from our society. So
it's starting to.
It's a goal.
Yeah.
So thank you all for coming today virtually. We always appreciate you, and please tune in again next week at 2 o'clock for more Singing Sunday. Have a perfectly awesome week.
And before I cut it off, we had somebody asking why he can't go free. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. So Frankie was previously in ownership, as most of our cats are. But if you haven't lived in the wild, you can't survive in the wild. That's one reason. There's also laws that prevent releasing wildlife back into the wild unless it's native. We have a bobcat rehab here. Very successful program, but it's only for Florida bobcats, and they have to go back to the county they were rescued in. So it's very specific, and habitats are very different even from bobcat to bobcat, and their needs are different. And you just unfortunately, once that captivity happens, it's you can't unring that bell. That's what they become, is a captive cat. So the great thing about Big Cat Rescue, and we can walk a little bit?
Sure.
Because I want to demonstrate to them just how much space he has. So you saw him just in this little area here as we were filming. But this is all his habitat, his enclosure. And it goes back here.
We're going to look at your crib.
Yep. Walk out. So this is also all Frankie land. This is what's known as Mouser's summer home.
When he's not in the kitten cabana.
But we're still around Frankie. And those of you who've been following us for a while already know that there was another cat where Frankie was today, named Gilligan. And now Frankie has that enclosure as well, and Gilligan has moved to a different area.
Well, actually, Gilligan's in the hospital right now, but he's going to a different area.
Don't even want to think about it, Carole. You kind of think.
Oh, he was eating great in there. Yeah, he was chowing down on the beef.
So still Frankie. Taking Carole through treacherous territory here. So still Frankie. And of course, we're not trying to make this equal to what a cat would have access to in the wild, but it's for captivity, it's the best that we can do for them. Very old Christmas tree there. Seen better days. So Frankie has access to everything we just walked. So there it is.
Can I get a close-up of you, Mr. Handsome Cat? Hi. Would that be okay? Are you three being mad at me for catching Beecher? Can't see your cute face. How do they always know how to get the palm or the ferns like right in front of their little faces? And you're going to be on Twitter Spaces coming
Yes, I
up.
am.
When is that?
The 26th, which, Carole, I honestly never had a Twitter account before, so Deb sent me that message. I said, oh, I guess I have to open a Twitter account now. So, whole new adventure for me.
It'll be fun. We'll have to get you a Twitter account, Frankie. All right.
You know what the internet. All right, thank you again. I hope you enjoyed the tour.
Yes.
The tour of Frankie's enclosure. Any other questions out there before we sign off?
They were asking about cats with the lowest sponsorships, and Deb answered that. So Pat was saying his house is much larger than most people's homes. Yeah, you got that right. Way bigger than mine.
You know, I always say if you're not sure, come out and be a keeper for
The keepers,
everything.
they know how big these cages.
Too loud.
Yeah, I think that's it for the questions. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Who am I waving at? I'm waving at you.
Well, I appreciate that, Carol.
You're so welcome.